talk about this also too. We get this from customers from time to time who do ask about this particular individual's products, and about the blacklist and stuff like that we have on the blacklist to protect people at the end of the day. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Our second company, which we're working on right now, is our Advanced Amulet Rejection Exotic Collection Screen Paints.com. Yeah, so this is an individual who, again, we can't express it enough. And the reason why we talk about this fellow from time to time is because we couldn't care less what he talks about on our end about us. But again, this is a person who's a very serious scammer on eBay. He has scammed quite a lot of people when it comes to his screen paint mixes. And as I told you before, his site is gone. I mean, it's gone. I always like to come back in a couple of days later to see if it's still there, but it's literally gone. Now, when a site disappears like this, there are two different reasons why it's gone. One, either the person is trying to hide and trying to lose trail from anyone basically hitting them with a multiple complaints against his account, for, I don't know, maybe their product's not working, maybe they're doing the test and they're matching house paint, or eBay has terminated his account, period, is gone, for something that, again, he could have had multiple customers complaining that the products that he was selling was just basically house paint and they got scammed. And that's the reason why you're not seeing his account there at all, period. It is gone. Now, we filed a complaint against him because he had my company's name in his description, which he's not supposed to do. You can't go to eBay. You can't type in a company's name, say nasty things about it, and use your eBay account to spread slander. That can get you in a lot of trouble. And because of that, that information he had in the account was quickly removed off the account right from the door. And as I said before, his account after that was on, he was walking on eggshells, which means if anyone that came in and filed a couple of complaints against him, his account would have disappeared just like that, because he was already on probation already for committing that act. I don't know why people do such childish stuff as that, but again, yeah, that's what he did. He violated one of their guidelines by going in and basically doing something that you're not supposed to do. You cannot use your platform to advertise and slander people. At the end of the day, this will get you in trouble. And that's what eBay did. They acted very quickly on this. And like I said, eBay is a professional when it comes to that, on cracking down people that should not be using their account to basically rob and steal from other people. And as I said before, we've been on this site a couple of times, and again, there's nothing there at all, period. It clearly shows this account was removed off the site by either two ways. Either he removed it himself, because again, people are questioning the fact that he does have a product he does sell on his website that does match network grade 773, and even worse, he still continues to sell the product on his website knowing that this product has matched house paint. Also, 2 videos are missing, so that's another thing too. But this is all that's found. So we just put in simple keyword Crow1176, and we put in screen paint, projector screen paint. So that's what you need to pull up the categories. And yeah, he's nowhere to be found on here at all, period. He is completely removed. 2 things, like I said, happen when you get your account removed. And this account's been there for quite some time. He had a good high rating. But the reason why accounts get removed for 2 reasons. Either the person who made the account removes it because, again, there could be an issue with people questioning and wanting their money back, because I said before, his product actually matched house paint. Or there could be a fact that not PayPal, but eBay went in and removed his account completely because it's not there at all, period. And this is what we put into our search engine results. At the top, you can see right there, it says Crow1176 projector screen paints. Should have popped up. Definitely should have popped up. But you can do the research for yourself. Why is this happening to his account? Well, like I said, Jamie got caught scamming a bunch of people. And I think this is the reason why he's either removed it, because there are people requesting money back, or basically he has eBay has gone in and removed his account completely. As I told you before, because he used his account and he abused his privileges with eBay. When he first typed in our company's name, we went and filed a complaint against him, and it was removed. His account was literally hanging by a thread. So if anybody had went in and filed a complaint on anything involving that paint, they'd have took his account that fast. I told you it was going to happen. They want to snatch his account. Or he could have removed it himself. Because like I said, there's videos and there's customers, people going in and dubbing the videos on the blacklist, and they're sharing those videos. And what's in those videos clearly shows this man matching a house paint, buying the product, showing the receipt, matching it, but even worse, still selling the product on his website. And there are a lot of people asking for their money back when it comes to him. And that's the first thing people do when they have a large amount of returns or refunds they have to do and they don't have the money. They start making things disappear. Just like if you notice the videos we have on the blacklist account, you can't find them. He made them disappear because he figures if no one else knows they're there, then he won't be questioned for them. So that's why you can't find the account. But do your research, try to find them on eBay, but I guarantee you won't find them. Usually by now, the reason why I know it's pretty bad, because usually he's done this before. It's not the first time he's removed stuff off his account on eBay. We had an incident happen in 2019 in the middle of an order and a live stream, removed his account, got caught doing that one. And usually if he removes the account, he hides it or he puts it in a different category so no one can find him. And then later on, he'll open up the account. It's been a couple of days and that account's not there. So we go into about next week and that account's still not there, officially eBay's banned him. They banned them. And eBay, you know how eBay works. If they ban you for something, it has to be about a lot of evidence in order for them to take your account. It has to be extremely serious evidence, which means you can't walk in and get someone's account banned off eBay by saying, hey, they're doing such and such and so. Because if that was the case, there would be nobody on eBay. Anyone can come in and just throw something against you and you can lose your account. No, they have to have a serious amount of evidence showing that you're actually doing some activity on that account that you should not be doing to remove your account. It has to be a lot. And there he got multiple complaints that came in about him. Something happened, but that account's no longer there. Matter of fact, there's nothing there. Because used to have another fellow that was selling screen paint for me. He's not even there. He's like, he don't want to be a part of it. Yeah, he's not there at all, period. And if you look at the top, we typed it in, it's saying no match found. There is nothing there at all, period. So like I said, those are the only two things that can happen on eBay. Either they removed it or he removed it. One way or another, it's not there. And the only reason why he would have an excuse to move it is because he got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. Now, this is a area we call the blacklist, and the blacklist was made to crack down on people who rob people in home theater, just in home theater. We don't have it for anything else. And people have been going to this site right here under the blacklist, and they've been dubbing our videos, which we don't mind. Knock yourself out, really don't care. But they've been going around, they've been spreading the word not to do business with this fellow because, again, like I said, huge, massive scammer. And it's amazing how this guy sits there and he'll blame everybody. He's in serious denial. Everybody's scammers at the end of the day, but you're the only person who has a video matching house paint, and actually not only the video is missing, but basically you're still selling the product. So you can't get any more of a bigger scammer than that. And the ranting and carrying on and acting up on you, that doesn't help you. That causes damage to you because, again, what you should have did was you should have apologized to your customers for robbing them. And then you should have basically started issuing out refunds. But again, as I said before, sorry about that. If you go look on his website is shipping policy is strictly designed to steal from customers. There's nothing there to help the customers at all. But yet you call yourself saving people money, but you're not saving anybody any money. You're taking money from the customers. So this is the section we have for the knockoff projectors. And keep in mind, when you go to the website, take a look at his website. I advise you to go through it, read through his website. You will notice that he doesn't know much. He doesn't know much about projectors. He doesn't know much about screens. I mean, one of the categories he has where he says that the products pick up on a projector of 2200 lumens. House paint will pick up at 1000. Easy. You can test it for yourself. It'll pick up at 1000 lumens easily. And they're both in the same environment anyway. So they both have to be in dark environments in order to work. And if you try to use them in well-lit environments, the screen's wash out, they deteriorate, which happened in the video. Literally, the screen deteriorated in the video. So there's the first scam. This is called the black and white scam. This is one, basically his product. Now, keep in mind, like I said before, to keep it clean and fair, when he was making this, he was giving his products away for free. At one point, he gave his products away for free, and he was angry at people who sold them. That's how it all started. Now he sells them, and he's just angry at people because they make more than he does. But again, in order for you to get into that field of making that kind of money, there we go. Before you get into that field to make that kind of money, you're going to have to be able to back your product up that actually does physically work on the levels that you claim that it does. Or if that, no one's going to buy it. That's what's going to happen. And people are going to question your work, but you're going to have to be able to back it up. You can't just come up with a theory saying, hey, look, I just figured a way how to turn water into gold or gold into water. No one's going to believe that nonsense. You can bring all the mathematical science you want. You have to physically show this actually does work, that it happens. So it doesn't work. But the problem we have here is the fact that this black and white mixture is matching a lot of his products because we were able to make $40 worth of paint. We're going to make 3 of his products. Even the UV mix, we did a reversal on that and nailed it with 6. There was 6 scoops of white paint into black paint and nailed the UV mix. The Frankenstein would probably be 5 because when we put them side by side, when I ordered the Frankenstein, we did a side-by-side comparison. They're not that far off. By different shapes. Sorry about that. So we gave him a challenge on this. We asked him if he can make this particular mixture right here. Mind you, it's his video, not ours. If he can make this particular mixture right here on camera live for everybody to see and put it against his products. It was never done. So that first thing tells us, because they don't do the demonstration, it clearly tells us that his product is black and white paint. Over here, this is, like I said, 6 months to a year ago. We did the test ourselves. We had the CINEMAX we got from a customer. He went into a rage saying that it wasn't his product, that we counterfeited labels, all this stuff, just to turn around to 6 months to a year later and match the product perfectly, which means we had the CINEMAX the entire time. When it was there, when we had it in our present, we had it. But you claimed it did match, and it did match. It matched perfectly. Right there, as you can see, it's the peppers laying on the plate. Perfect match. So that video would be the worst of the worst. That's the more incriminating video against him right there. That one right there shows him in a live stream trying to explain why his product doesn't match, but his product matched on so many different levels. He became very agitated in the video, started picking up objects and laying it across the sample sheet area, moving his hand in front of the screen, touching the camera to the point where the camera did fall over in the video demonstration, moving in and out of the room. It was just a fiasco of craziness right there from the door, but he matched the screen. Now this is the CINEMAX versus Network Grade 773. Problem we have here is this same product still sells on this website. I said before, like the smoke detector scenario, it's like buying something and something bad happens out of it, and you're thinking, how come they haven't pulled this crap off the shelf? Why they're still selling it? And they're still selling it. Companies literally do that. We all know that they will sell defective products. This is not a defective product. This is a product that was a scam. So that product should have been removed. What he should have did, the minute he did that video and his product had matched, he should have cut that video, came on it with an official apology to his customers, and started returning money back to their accounts. Now, if you wanted to build a customer relationship faith, he should have came back in, brought another screen paint out, and done demonstrations from there on in, showing his products, testing against other great paints to show they don't match in any way whatsoever. I'm not talking about that slight little hue or disc. We're not talking about that crap. I'm talking about a difference between night and day. As if you walk outside, it's daytime, it's not nighttime. You can tell the difference between the two. That's what you have to represent. Because the people that I'm dealing with right now, the people who are going to be buying my products, will not work with that. They won't. As a matter of fact, I actually showed them a couple of them. I didn't show who you were, but I showed a couple of them, and I asked them from the door, can you see the difference between that product and the product you're seeing? And they said they couldn't even see the difference. They both look the same. So in your mind, he feels that it's different. If it shows a slight little color, it doesn't have to be like an earth tilting off its actual kind of change in experience. But if it just shows one slight little difference, he considers that to be different. And it's not. It doesn't work in the home theater world. You have to show a difference between night and day. If we display that in our showroom and we say, hey, look, can you tell, do a survey and say, can you tell which one of those is screen paint and which one of those is house paint? They won't be, they can't tell. It looks like, how can you tell? There's no difference at all, period. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put your, this, we already know where the videos come from. We're not going to put you out there because we want people to know who you are. You're a ghost to us out there. We're going to take this and we're going to do a survey. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a survey when I get into the place. I'm going to do a survey in the conference room. And we're going to do a survey and see how many people can guess if they can see a difference in that. And we're going to post a survey. Because the reality check doesn't click. It doesn't. But you can't see a difference. How in the world can you see a difference? So this is the product he's selling. This is what he calls his flagship, his best screen paint. And it's sitting here matching house paint. Look at that. I don't even know how in the world he got the nerve to even come on camera and try to convince people on YouTube that that's two different screens. They're both the same thing. There's nothing different about that. And he got up on the camera, talking about the hues, the discoloration, the white levels. First thing, the reason why you don't know what you're talking about, because the network grade 773, when you painted it down, was much lighter than your screen, which means it has the ability to pull a much higher white level than your product. So how in the world would that screen have a bit of a darker ivory look to it, and you would have a lighter white level if that screen paint, or actually house paint, when you applied it, was actually lighter than your product? Yeah. And you can see it's pretty dark in the room because you can see the light spilling out from the back of the screen. That tells you that the environment is dark. And he matched, even in the contrast levels, he matched on every level. Now, he considers this to be a rant at the end of the day. No, Jamie, this is not a rant. This is just exposing you for who you are. That's what it is. And you're a scammer. I mean, there's the proof right there. If you want to ever take me to court and say, hey, look, you got on YouTube, you called me a scammer. I'm like, hey, Your Honor, here you go. There's a video right here of him matching the network grade 773. And here's videos of him actually still selling the product on the website. This is the match. Tell me they don't look the same. And I guarantee I win that case. Guarantee you, bar none. Anytime you want to file, you let me know. You file lawsuit against, go ahead, knock yourself out. Please do. Because I guarantee when I walk out of that, we'll be hit with a counter lawsuit for fraud. We'll slam you with the fraud charge. You convince a judge at the end of the day that he's seeing two different screens. He's going to look at you and say, get the freak out of my courtroom. But go ahead and file one. Knock yourself out. Please do. Same thing with the other one. He sat there and said he's going to file a lawsuit against me because I slandered him. What? You can't support the stacking system. If you could, I've asked you multiple times, do a demonstration supporting the stacking system. Because that's what my lawyers are going to ask if we go to court. If you ever want to take me to court, you go ahead and knock yourself out. Please do. We'll get in court, and my attorneys to say, hey, we want to support the stacking system. Show us that it works. If you haven't shown me in 2 years, I've been asking this guy for 2 years to do this. If you haven't shown me in 2 years, you can't show me because you have no support. It doesn't exist. And therefore, it's considered to be hearsay, and then you're going to be hit with fraud charges because you have a website that's operating probably without a license, probably without proper tax papers. And I guarantee you, you can't back the theory up of what you're selling. And if you can't back your theory of what you're selling, it's considered to be fraud. That's what it's called. Now, if I sat there and said, hey, we got a black screen paint that can produce an image in a fully lit environment, you can take it outside, it can produce an image, you can do it at 1,000 lumens, we can do it on ultra short throw, we can knock out certified screens, I can back that up. I test it right there on my website. So that's the problem you have there. But look at that. Look how insane that is. Yeah. This is, again, he still sells it on his website. This is really very disturbing. This is the bare silver screen matching the personal mix, which he still sells on his website. On his website, he calls it the IB Personal. He changed the name. That's basically about it. Probably the same thing. So unless he does those tests, again, I wouldn't buy from there anyway. But it just shows you. If you go to the website, you can clearly see he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to play a little bit of this, and we'll play this one too, side by side. So this video right here is the bare silver screen. That's him walking out of Home Depot with a container in his hand, showing that that's the product right there. Actually, just showed people how to make this product multiple levels. And that right there is the famous network grade 773 video. But none of the videos, you can't find them. We only have them. And the other people have them. They dubbed them off us. So that's the only way you can get it, because he removed the videos off his account trying to hide them. And we got recordings of that too. Him trying to hide evidence. So it doesn't look too good. It looks extremely bad for this guy. Number one, you have videos missing off your account with, these are videos that are very serious videos because you're in there, you're trying to back your product up and it's saying that it's not house paint and they're missing. We have videos of you removing videos off your account, getting busted in a live stream. We have you selling the product on your website, knowing that these videos exist, knowing that your product is house paint. And I guess that would be the worst of it. Oh, wouldn't it be right there? That'd be the worst of it. Yeah. So selling the products on it. So yeah, it all, oh, sorry. eBay account just went missing, disappeared. Because people are seeing these, and there's several of the YouTubers that are spreading these videos around. They're showing at the end of the day that you are scamming your customers. And then you have a policy set up on your website that anybody can go in and see that clearly states that if it lands on the property, it belongs to the customer. If the customer opens it, it belongs to the customer. Where is the freaking justification in that at the end of the day for your customers? That's clearly awful at the end of the day. That's why none of your customers are coming forth. These are just the people that come forth are the trolls that support you. They come forth. That's it. Not your customers. Your customers are upset because they got robbed. There he is right there. That's the fellow right there. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. We know your full name. We know where you live at. And you robbed a bunch of people. And that's why your eBay account is missing. Two options. Either they went in and they filed multiple complaints and eBay snatched your account, or you removed your account because you couldn't take the overload of complaints of people wanting their money back. That's why we kept giving them challenges. Why do you think we kept slamming them with challenges over and over and over again on his products and you couldn't complete them? You can't complete those challenges. And you know what's funny about it? All the time when he was going on vacation, he was spending your money at the end of the day. When he was showing off all the little trinkets he was buying, he was spending your money at the end of the day. And laughing in your face while he was doing it. Oh, that comment I made in the car. Yeah, my people are going to be going to California. I got friends in California, a lot of contacts in California. I'm going to be there soon. I'm planning to be up there this summer. I got a bunch of people up there I'm kind of connected with, heavily connected with. We're going to be up there pretty soon. We got some business to take care of there while I'm up there pretty soon. Got things I'm going to do. I'm going to look some property while I'm out there. I'm going to walk around and take a look. There's a receipt right there. This is one of the worst videos, more hardcore hitting videos that show that his product is a scam. And if you want to see more of it, you can go to the blacklist, check it out for yourself. Go to Crystal Edge Technology Screens. You'll see it at the top where it says blacklist. Go in there and educate yourself. Now, you can sit there and say from sun up to sundown that my product's so black you can't see it. Well, that's the hard thing about it. I test back in my products. And again, this is something you can't prove because, again, we have backed our products up 100%. We're the ones who have batch numbers and tests underneath our products. You don't have this. And we don't match house paint because we've done tons of video demonstrations on house paint, and our demonstrations are still on our website where yours are nowhere to be found at all, period. And this is what you have to be careful about. You have to be really careful about these individuals. Well, you'll notice as they start getting caught and things, the noose starts tightening around their neck, you'll notice that they will go in and start deleting things as fast as possible to try to hide evidence or to discourage customers that they're no longer there. Well, keep in mind, they got your address, so. Look at that. Look how horrible. That is absolutely messed up. You could plead insanity because, again, nobody in their right mind most people would have saw that, like, oh, shoot, that is really bad. But he just continued on with it. I guess I don't know, colorblind. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how you can not look at that and see that they're both the same. You know, it makes the Network Gray 773 such a serious threat toward people who make great products. And keep in mind, our Patriot's not going to match it. Our Patriot's 100% silver. Not going to match that mess. Nah, ain't going to happen. But anyway, the dangerous thing about the Network Gray is the fact that it's a shelf paint. It isn't something where the consumer has to go in and figure out how much black paint or how much glitter or how much silver. They don't got to go through all that. This is something you can literally slide off a shelf in a paint store. That's it. That's what makes it so dangerous. Why do you think he didn't do the slip silver? You know how dangerous a slip silver is to do a test against? That microblend, extremely dangerous because again, not a lot of countries, if you're doing overseas or wherever you're at, not a lot of people are going to have that Sherwin Williams. They might not have one in their location, but Amazon is everywhere. You have a phone or a computer, and what makes a slip silver so dangerous? It's $17 and I think 40 cents or 39 cents a quart. But if it matches his product, and it probably did already, because I'm pretty sure he did it off camera before he basically decided to go on camera because of this incident. Why would you pay a $70 surcharge fee to begin with when you can just go on your phone and pick it up and just anybody overseas and just buy it and just have it shipped to their front door through Amazon? That's why he didn't want to do the slip silver. As I told you before, he's not going to do any demonstrations because after going through this, he's not going to do any demonstrations of spray paint. He's not going through this nightmare again. He had to go through some stuff. Look how badly that looks. That's horrible. That's one of the things they brought up in the forum site, as how badly his screen was picking up on that P2. That is absolutely awful. Man. Oh, well. That is really bad. That's supposed to be a $3,300 projector with a 2,000,000:1 contrast and ultra 4K laser projector, and it looks like that? I don't know what's worse, that or freaking the house paint. See, I'm taking the mouse and I'm pointing it back and forth. That's all washed out. That's horrible. All right, we're not gonna be here all day. I'll put that information below because I got things to do. I got to take the back shots of my containers, and I got business. I got a banking account. Business. I have a certain business banking account I got to open up for doing some currency transfers from overseas. When we get set up and ready to go, start making this available overseas. I need to have this overseas before the summer. But let me show you the website. So as you can see, the products matching the house paint. You saw the receipt. You saw him paint the screen in the whole 9 yards. This is the demonstration that's missing. Let's show you the worst of the worst. So the worst is he still selling the product on his website? Of course he is. I hope he took it down. He needs to remove it. But let's see. eBay account's missing. So let's go over here. Now, keep in mind, he's a very, very interesting individual. He will be cursing and carrying on. Very unprofessional. Again, cursing and carrying on a stream. Partake one time got so upset in a stream that he literally put down Kenny is dumb. Now, that's stupid. You sound like a 5-year-old with that one. I'm dumb. It doesn't bother me. It's just how you went about saying it. 5-year-olds say that kind of stuff. You're dumb. That's a 5-year-old. But you're supposed to be a professional. You put this directly onto your website thinking that because we're in a live stream, this is going to hurt me. No, this does not hurt me. It proves my theory that you two are unprofessionals. I don't put that stuff on my site. Nobody does that. Only you two do that stuff. So it made you look bad. You don't do stuff like that. Like calling yourself Face the King. If people don't know who we are, that kind of sounds extremely arrogant. If I'm going on your site for the first time and I'm buying a Face the King, what the freak does he mean by they're going to turn somebody off? They don't want to bother with that. That sounds arrogant. All right, let's go over to the website. Now, this is the part that's more incriminating than anything else. Jamie, if you're in the room, feel free to basically leave because you know I'm not going to like this one. And I would advise you to remove it off your site because you should not be selling products on your site that you clearly know is house paint. You need to remove it. Let's see which one we're on. This one we're on this computer. This keyboard over here. Let's go to, let's see, he removed it. Hopefully he did, but I don't know. He should have removed it because it shouldn't be there at all, period. Let's see if we can bring you up. Don't have to be me. Let's see. This should be it right here. That should bring it up. There we go. So now we're on the site. Let's see. So you just saw a few minutes ago. And there's the product right there. Now I'm going to refresh because I came in on a link. Want to make sure that we are hitting this shopping cart, and just he hasn't gone and removed it. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Look, now he wants $95 for it. Ooh, boy, this guy's he's a scammer. I told you. Let's go over and refresh, because if we came in on a link, I want to make sure if it's not there, I want to accuse him of something. He maybe went in and he removed it. So we want to be 100% sure. So we'll put the refresh in, and there's the refresh. And as you can see, we do a zoom up. You will see that that is the CINEMAX mix, the one you can see on his page, matching, well, actually the video went missing of him matching the Network Gray 773. And how much is he asking for it now? $95. He wants $95 for a product that matches house paint, which you just saw in the video. That's a scammer. There you go. Again, you can get a gallon for what you can pay for Network Gray 773. There's nothing different about it. There we go. And he's in there crying about something, but again, let's move on. Again, Jamie, I can't express this to you enough. You can't go around calling other people scammers and this and the other. You can't call people losers or whatever. You have a video of you in the video matching house paint. You are bearing receipts. You're painting the screen in. It's matching on every level you can possibly think of. And then when people go to your website, they still see the same product being sold. You never removed it. You didn't issue any apologies to your customers at all whatsoever. You steal from your customers. It's right there. It shows it. And right there, there's your policy. There's your shipping policy. Right there. Simple and plain what it's designed to do. Steal from the customers. Where is there anything on your shipping policy that's designed there to help your customers? It says once the product is delivered, no returns or refunds. If you open up the product, no exchange, no refunds. It's right there. And right over here, you see that's the CINEMAX there. And if we go back over here, there you are right there in the video. Let me zoom in a little bit, back down some. There we go. There you are right there. Stealing from your customers. So it is what it is. I know you want to sit there and you want to deny it, that this is not real, but this is called reality. It's the real world. We all live in this world. You know what I mean? It's reality. Man does not walk on water, neither can we jump off buildings and fly. It's a reality. You jump off a building, you're splattered all over the ground. You try to walk on water, if you can swim or not, either way, you're going to be swimming or drowning, one or the other. It's called reality. You have no concept of it. You went on YouTube, you abused your platform, you matched the house paint product at the end of the day, and you continue to sell this product on your website, even raising the price of $95 when your customers can clearly just go in and just pick it up at probably 23 or 30 bucks a gallon. Does the same thing. You hear that clicking sound? That's him texting right now. He's very upset. We're not even in the page anymore. We're done. We don't need to be in there. We just want to show you that. I don't like to talk about somebody unless I have proof, and we have people ask about this all the time. And we just come and just do a short video. I hope it's a short video. Yeah, a short video. And we just show it simple and to the point. We can show you in the video, which you're more than welcome to try to find it if you can. See at the top where it says right here. Just out of the way. More than welcome. You'll see it when you go into the video, what the name of the video is called. I forgot I can take my phone out of the clamp now because my phone was on this thing and I couldn't bring it out. Let me get my quick charge out of here. So there's the top of the video. Right there, you can see it. Crows CINEMAX Mix versus SW Network Gray 773. Right there. Feel free to go in and try to find the video. Actually, we put a challenge at one time to see if people could find the video, and no one could seem to track it down. Of course, you can't track it down. It's not there. You marked it private. That's why you can't see it. So, for your customers, I doubt your customers are supporting you. Not after seeing this. No customer in their right mind would ever support you due to the fact that they can clearly see that your product is a scam. And the fact that you still continue to sell this on your website means that you have an I don't care attitude. I'm going to take anything from you at the end of the day and don't care about it. And that's the attitude you have, because nobody in their right mind is going to have a product that clearly shows that it is bad for the consumer and then still continue to sell this item on the website. That's extremely bad. Now, why is he so angry? He's angry because we're showing you this video. Again, this is a video that Jamie made to defend himself. So what are you so angry about, Jamie? What are you mad about? This is your video, right? You made this to defend yourself, saying my product doesn't match house paint. So why are you so angry over this video? Maybe it's because you want it to disappear and you want people to forget about it. That's what makes you angry. You need to own up to what you did. You need to go in, apologize to your customers, and return their money. Because what's going to happen is your customers are going to turn around, they're going to sign a petition against you. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to bring you to court. That's going to be even worse. So you better do something. See, if anyone tries to drag us into court, we got batch numbers on our products. Just like we were taken to small claims court because Jamie went in and basically violated a batch number on the 2.0. We have your receipts that you purchased from my company. Well, your fake shipping information, but we got your real one over here. And we can go into court and show the judge at the end of the day that we had a product that we shipped to you that was working perfectly fine. That came out of a 5-gallon container with another customer, and no one else had a problem but you. And you want on YouTube to continue to use that platform to slander our product, which means now we have 2 lawsuits. One against YouTube due to the fact that they allowed you to use the platform and they have an option to remove or be sued. And you're being sued for $10,000 because you're going to have to show proof to that judge that our product reacted that way. And you can't prove it. That's what the batch numbers are there, to protect us and basically give our customers a guarantee that the product works. You don't have a batch number. And then you have a video with you here painting the screen in. Now you see the color of the screen, see how much lighter it is? There we go. But you are matching. So they're going to ask you questions. The questions I've been asking you, my attorneys will ask you those questions. You can't get out of that in court. There's no this, that, and the other. Either you have to have hardcore evidence or it's considered to be hearsay and they can't use it in court. We have hardcore evidence against you. There is no way in the world a $95 paint, which he's charging now, should ever come that close to matching a $23 or $30 gallon of paint. Never. Then he turns around, and now he had it at $75. That was supposed to be a sale. Then he went back in, and now he's charging $95. Now when he comes up to the camera, he's going to block this part right here so you can't see it. See that? There's no need for you to be there. If you're doing a demonstration on a sample sheet or any kind of screen, you're never supposed to be in the same area where the screen is you're doing the demonstration at. Anytime you see me do a certified screen, or if I do Goose Screen or any company, you will never see me in the same area blocking that screen because you're not supposed to be there at all, period. It's a comparison video. You have no business being in that shot. You can see the look in his eyes. He messed up pretty bad. This is going to get pretty bad right here. This is where it comes into the night scene. Everything is just going to match and blend quite nicely. And you see the title of the video. Before I can call somebody a scammer, I have to have proof. I don't just call people scammers for the sake of just calling them scammers. I have to have hardcore proof. Can't any more hardcore than this. It's a little easier on you if you weren't selling the product still on your website, but you're still selling it. That makes it even worse. So keep in mind, people, the people he's already scammed and taken money from, he don't care about you. He's done with you. The new people that he's expecting to get, people that he can lie to and manipulate and get them to try to buy the product, those are the ones he's looking forward to scamming next. But again, like I said, if you previously bought this product or you do have this product, and if you opened it up, you can still get your money back because his shipping policy that he has on his website, PayPal will not honor it. And the reason why I know this is because we won every single PayPal complaint. Even the ones he filed against us, we won all of them. He's never won one on us. We won all of them. So we know how to get our money back from Jamie. Now they're going to request how many people did you sell this to? That's what they're going to request. They need to know how many people were issued this product. And they could put out something like a, what do you call it? I forgot it. They put something out when they basically want people to come forth to see if anyone has purchased this product. That there could be a mass lawsuit or whatever they're going to put against them at the end of the day. There's so many different ways that they can basically handle this at the end of the day. We have our ways we're going to handle it, but I don't know about you guys, how you're going to deal with it. But it is what it is. Now, if anyone wants to sit there and bring me in a quarter of my product, please do. You're not going to like the outcome and you will not win because I can back my work 100%. And when I walk out of that courtroom, we will slam you with a lawsuit for wasting my time. And it's going to be brutal because I'm going to show at the end of the day that you deliberately went into a courtroom to try to slander and not only try to make, what do you call it, filing a false claim, whatever it's got to be. My attorneys can pull up on you, wherever it's going to be. But I guarantee you, when we go back in again, you will not win. You will lose miserably. I've never lost a lawsuit. I've been to court multiple times of taking people to court and suing them for basically violating my company. I'm very thorough on how I do things. If you look at my company, how I build my website, how I test my products, I'm very thorough on it. I don't lose when I go to court. I do not like to lose. I do not like to have enough evidence. If I'm going to take you to court, it's going to be bad. I'm going to make sure I have enough evidence to bury you. And if you decide, anybody wants to decide to file a lawsuit, please do. Guarantee you I'll win it. Because I back all my work up. So when I walk into that courtroom, whatever I got to go in, I can show them at the end of the day my product works. Heck, I'll even paint the screen in there in the courtroom while everybody's watching. And do a white level test, contrast test. I'll repeat everything I did on my demonstrations. No problem. I do it on live all the time. It's nothing new. And just in a room in a different area. That's all. Nothing. We're used to doing that. So it's not a problem. Now, when you can't back up your theory, then that's where we're going to file a lawsuit against you. And it's not going to be pretty. Now, usually, if it's in the range of the batch number, that's a $10,000 lawsuit. If it's in the range where you get me out of the comfort of my home and I have to go down and take care of this business, I'm going to sue you for $500,000. I don't care if you don't have it or not. We're still going to hit you with it. See, the thing about it is most people feel that, and again, we're talking to people that are just idiots at the end of the day, because we have other people who have common sense, like the common sense when you go into a bank and you just take your money out and you go about your business. But then we got people that are complete idiots that will walk into a bank with a loaded weapon and rob and take other people's money and try to walk out of a bank. That's the difference. It's called basic common sense. So people that don't use basic common sense, if you dig me up out of the comfort of my home and I have to go down to address this issue, I guarantee when I bring you to court, it's going to be nasty. I'm going to sue you for so much money, it's not even funny. And I know you don't have the money to pay it. It's the liens that are going to kill you. A lien, a $500,000 lien lawsuit, oh yeah, it's definitely going to kill you, because I know the process you're going to go through, because I've seen people go through this before. They will garnish your income tax checks. They will go put a liquidation on your products, or not products, or your items, your house, your car, whatever you own at the end of the day, freeze your banking accounts, all that. It gets nasty. It gets nasty when you owe money, that kind of money. So we can have creditors, collectors, whatever, go in and basically, and we can execute judgment on whatever we want and take it. So that's why I said, make sure that if you ever decide to take me to court, make sure you got your ducks in a row and all your what we call I's dotted and T's crossed, because when I go in there, I don't lose. So you're going to have a lot of evidence to take me down. And again, I'm very thorough what I do. So if I basically waste my time and I lose a day's work because of some stupid nonsense, then when I bring you to court, I guarantee you it is going to be the worst thing you've ever experienced in your life. So, like I said, I'm to the point about my products because I use my products 24/7. Like this new technology we're developing right here, this is going in my new place. It was engineered for me, but I decided to basically make it so everybody else can get their hands on it. It was designed strictly for me. So when I design my stuff is mostly designed for me. The Fusion Gamer, that was developed for me. The any of the black technology, mostly for me. Because I want a different screen when I do my setups inside my house. This is why I build entire environments around my screens, because they were designed for me. But man, this stuff is absolutely awful. It should never be matching like this. But anyway, that's for y'all to figure out, because again, we don't care until we go to court and get this thing all tallied up. I told you before, I got 4 years in order to file on these particular individuals, and right now I want to get my place established, get settled in, get some good money coming into flowing through the company, get some capital build up, and then after that, I'll take care of this and we'll go and get this addressed. But until then, you know what I mean, let them give themselves a long enough rope to keep continue hanging themselves. All right, so this video is missing, this video is missing, that's missing, and that's missing. They're all gone. We can't find those videos. They're nowhere to be found. This is another dum-dum at the end of the day. Extremely huge idiot. Solid weight 5. I have no idea why you are still barking. You should be barking. You should have your mouth. You should be quiet. You have no room to talk. This joker got caught with a fake receipt. This lawsuit is literally so easy that I don't even need an attorney for this one. I can literally just walk in and just do it myself. It's that easy. So this idiot goes in, makes a fake account. Not fake account, sorry. This is his real YouTube channel right here. And he goes in and he basically does a fake order. He does the unboxing. He says he had the product mailed to him. All this dumb nonsense. How he got busted was the email address and the receipt here. We don't use it. We use Immerse 4K Cinema. That's what we use. Also, too, the email has spaces in between. Anybody's familiar with Hotmail, you know you can't put spaces in between because they will not read this as legit email. It comes up as an invalid. And that's what he tried to do. This whole entire receipt shows that he forged and faked this receipt. You also, too, have a picture of my Crystal Edge logo right on the receipt. I never gave you permission to use my copyrighted material, and this is the reason why you're being sued for about $250,000 to $500,000 before touching my stuff. On top of here, how dumb can you get? Oh, people, I can't make this stuff up. The dumb took a picture, and I gotta call him dumb. I don't like to call people stupid, but this is really stupid. To myself, snitch on another level. Took a picture of the fake receipt right next to his face. Now the YouTube logo is right there, but when you go watch the video, you can clearly see what he looks like. And he took the fake receipts right next to his face. You might just give me my money now. Honestly, my lawyer was laughing so hard when he saw that. You don't even need us for this. You can do this yourself. You might as well give me my money now. You can donate that to charity. But I'm going to take you to court and sue you anyway. So that's how this is. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, in the middle of the live stream, he started deleting his videos to try to hide the evidence. We would go in and refresh the page. A couple more videos will go missing. Refresh the page, a couple more videos will go missing. So he literally got caught, number one, with a fake email, fake receipts, committing fraud, and anything else they can pretty much dig up on you at the end of the day, slander my company, whatever, all that stuff. It's an open and shut lawsuit. I got about 3 years to file that one. We're going to get to this one real soon. Now, we don't know its whereabouts, but don't worry about that. You know, this is the digital age. We can just hire an investigator to track your whereabouts. It's not hard to find you. Let me see. Everybody leaves paper trails. Everybody. Even me. Let me see. Just another one. This is a Frankenstein scam. This is involving a post office investigation for post office mail fraud. This is the Frankenstein scam. He claims this product is not ambient light rejection, but in 143 of the video, when you watch, he says it is ambient light rejection. So worry about that. And these videos missing, that video's missing, this video is missing, and that one's missing. This is the one we caught him deleting the video off the account. I understand this frustrates you, Jamie, but you know, you can't go around doing dumb stuff all day. You're gonna get busted for this. And you still need to issue that apology to your customers and give them their money back. That whole land on your property nonsense. Pish posh. Here we go. There you can see that's his account right there. Now we asked him to take these videos. Actually supposed to be two. One's actually missing. One's actually carrying the caption of the first one. So that's how we knew something was going on. We asked him to take these videos and post them directly to his website. If you have nothing to hide, you're not ashamed of these videos, then you should have no problem posting these directly to your website so the customers can make a decision which ones to buy. The reason why you've removed the video is because even you yourself, Jamie, has acknowledged to the fact that your product matches house paint, and therefore this may discourage the customers from purchasing from you from the beginning. This is why you removed them. Because you know it's house paint, or it matches house paint, or it is house paint. So this is we're in the middle of a live stream. He goes in and removes his video in this live stream, trying to hide the evidence. And this is why your eBay account's not there. There we go. Can't make it up. Removed his account right in the middle of a live stream. It's not the first time. We've seen Partey do it when we were buying from Partey. Partey did something. Oh, yeah. He walked around in his backyard with a bunch of receipts saying that we canceled an order. Don't ever accuse me of doing something that I haven't done, because the outcome is going to be embarrassing, which it was for him. It was extremely embarrassing. Yeah, we bent him over a barrel on that one. He really got. Next time, like I said, don't do stuff like that. I got to post that video too. So basically, grown man walking around his backyard claiming that we canceled on him and we cursed him out and some other dumb nonsense. So I want to order your products. What did you do? You returned each one of those back to my account. But every time you returned the money back to my account, I played your video of you walking around in your backyard saying that, don't worry, Ken, you know, the push canceled or whatever nonsense. We have $700 worth of canceled orders on you. $700. You can't back your product. And then on top of that, you've never ordered from my website. My website's right there, and just go place your order if you want. Jamie was in my website to buy the 2.0. You didn't lean over and buy any of that black technology. It was on sale for like 140 bucks. You didn't touch it? Yeah, that's why. Because you'd have got the real deal down there, and that thing would have flatlined your screen and everything else you had down there, and you had to explain that to people why the screen paint you claimed for many years is so black you can't see it, but now it's flatlining your stuff. Yeah. All right, so that shows the video missing right there. So you know right there what the video wants. This one's also gone. This is gone. You can look for yourself, do your research. You can find them. And all of it's right there. Well, you guys are I call y'all guys Three Stooges, literally. You guys do the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, Partey, we try to get his stuff down here, but he kept canceling the orders. That was the problem. We got somebody watching the carts. One cart we want, which has that 1.1 black gain on that black screen paint. That's absolutely horrible for screen paint. 1.1 is extremely bad for a darker screen. No, that's not going to work too well. He's over there ranting. What is he over there ranting about? He don't really care, to tell you the truth. He's crying about something over there. My goodness. What is he crying about? I mean, literally, seriously. He's over there ranting and crying about something. What are you crying about? Is it your videos? I can never understand that nonsense. Here we go. Over in Credit Karma, checking some stuff out. Ranting and carrying on about nothing. Just in there crying and whining for what? All right, look, gentlemen, I got work to do. I got to take second shots of my containers, my new containers, get them ready for the website, get them set up. I got to go to my new place, get set up with everything ready to go down there. Once that's finished, I got to drop over to the bank. I got to open up 2 different banking accounts. Oh, you might want to check this place out if you ever had time. It's called Dollar Days. You want to get stuff wholesale for cheap. If you want to get yourself a, what do you call it, a tax ID license, or a wholesale tax ID license. This is a wholesale site. If you have one of those licenses, you can go to this site. It's called Dollar Days, and you could buy tons of stuff for really, really cheap at a bulk, and name brand stuff like that. And this is where I go buy a lot of my supplies and stuff like that. Not for work. I'm talking about supplies for my household, because it's much cheaper for me to shop here than if I go to Walmart. I get it for a cheaper price, and I get bulks of it, which I like to do. So it's a nice place to go to if you're going to be shopping. You want stuff for it. Just check it out. It's called dollardays.com. If you need, you definitely have to have a wholesale license to buy from them. Also, too, there's another one called Petra. My little ones here want to start their own business. I'm helping them, giving them merchandise to buy and sell, whatever, how they want to do it. And I'm telling them to stay the frick away from eBay, because eBay charges you too much money. They do. All right, well, that's pretty much it. I got to get ready to get some things done, and I got some work to do on the side over here. We do this, Jamie, so you can understand this. This is not over revenge, because anything you say or do is just garbage. I don't really don't care, because you can't back your stuff up. You can't make our stuff at the end of the day. And again, as I said it before, many times before, your products don't work. We've had them here. We tested them. They don't work. They keep matching house paint every time we bring them over here. It's the same thing. Nothing changes about your product. You have the same stuff you had since day one, doing the same video since day one on different from a high-end projectors, but the same scenario, same thing. There's nothing different about your product. You can't take gray screen paint. It doesn't work to a certain degree. Even the Silver Patriot technology we're developing does have an advancement over some screens, but can't use it for certain things. We can't use it for projector mapping applications. It's definitely not going to work for the ceiling. It's not working for the floor. We don't use them outside because the screens have an issue with basically trying to pull up that 100% black level. That's another issue you're going to have with it. So we got to put all that in the disclaimers. There's a lot of things you can't do with gray screen paint products. It's not going to work. But if you were honest with your customers and say, hey, look, this is a product we have here. It's going to have fair contrast levels. It's going to have to be used in an ambient light controlled environment. You are trying to compete with us. I don't even know how that you're trying to do this, because again, as I said before, this is a different technology we have. We are not in the same category as you. This was 10 years ago. Yes, it's not 10 years ago. You can't pull 100% contrast level on that paint. Again, as I said before, and since you can't put the contrast, it's no good for 3D mapping applications, ceiling mapping, or any kind of mapping. Even for visual effects, it doesn't work that well. Black technology is far more advanced on that level. It doesn't pull contrast. You have to spend the money for expensive projectors. You have to calibrate because the colors don't come up correctly. It doesn't have ambient light rejection technology. You can't embed into that stuff. But we can do it to a certain degree, but not on a level black screen can pull up on, because it's darker technology and it absorbs more light. So there's problems with it. We would never use that Silver Patriot. It's a beautiful paint, but we can't use it in a dedicated theater room. That's another thing. You cannot use a silver or white screen in a dedicated theater room. You got something called a splash, which means that when your projector hits it, you're reflecting light on the ceilings, the walls. We did this with something called Mr. Mannequin. Showed you exactly what happens when you hit a gray screen with a projector. All that light pushes out all over the place. We did it in a dedicated dark environment. We built a dedicated setup, and we showed you in there what happens. The colors and all that don't pull up correctly. That's why people are sitting there in dedicated theater rooms calibrating projectors, trying to get a color to pull up on the screen when it's not the projector's fault. It's your screen that's having the issue. Black Diamond did a perfect example of that when they showed their screen coming down, a motorized screen coming down over a white screen, and you could see where all the light had canceled out, because darker screens can cancel out light faster than the lighter gray screens. But he doesn't seem to get all that. And I don't know what's worse. Like I said, the fact that you don't have tests under your products, or the simple fact that your products are clearly showing demonstrations of it matching house paint, and you still selling the products on your website as if it never even happened. That is sad. That is really, really sad. Oh, well, I don't know which is worse of these two, boy, I'm telling you. You got one on his website talking about the screen paint comes in a, what's it, 8 to 9 gain? How does that even work? I've never heard of a projection screen coming in 8 to 9. That's like buying a TV or a projector saying, hey, it's 1080p and 720p and freaking 4K all at the same time. I never heard of anything like that before. Oh, we knew Partey was in the room because he went in automatically when he went to his site and he put it down. Kenny is a dummy. I'm like, what are you, like 5? Kenny is a dummy. You were in my room. How would you know that we were doing the stream on your website if you weren't in the room? You guys are so freaking obvious. My goodness, it's so easy. Dollar days. So easy. I think that's telekinesis. I think it is. Let's go real quick. Yeah, but his eBay listing is gone. It's not there. Two things while your eBay listing disappears. Either eBay got rid of it because something popped up and it had to be something really serious for them to remove your account. Something very serious. You have to have some kind of activity on your account going on that they consider to be a threat to eBay, and they remove it. Second, he removed it. No, and The only way people remove accounts unless they're being hounded, either being hounded by customers that want their money back. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. It's only two reasons why your account goes missing. Let me see. And he got caught the first time we caught him. Wrong keyboard. The first time we caught him selling that Metallica Mix 2.0 for 40 bucks on his eBay listing. And mind, this is a paint you can make for free. He literally has a video showing you how to make the paint for free. But yet he's selling it for 40 bucks on his website. That's, man, that's dirty. That's really dirty. Oh, I'm in the right one. Yeah, this is Part A. I can't get over this. We just have to go through this real quick, people. I don't like to talk about people unless I basically show you what I'm talking about. So this is a fellow who sells a screen paint called Partes Coatings. He calls himself the Ambient Light Rejection Coating King. Yeah, that's interesting. Funny thing about this whole entire website is, which we find quite hilarious, he doesn't know the difference in this game because he has it down to 8 to 9. The paint, I'm not going to go into mathematical add-ups of basically why his site's tanking because, again, I've already explained, excuse me, that his product literally costs too much to make. He didn't do his math correctly, so he's literally paying too much. Every time somebody places an order, he has to pay money out of his pocket in order to fix the order because he comes up short. He has a 4-coat application at 48 ounces, so yeah, it's pretty jacked up on how he did himself ugly. But also, too, when you read through the specification sheets, it doesn't make any sense because he does require you to have some kind of, he has a chart there that you have to paint this little strip or pour a little strip of paint down the middle of your screen in order to get a proper application. That's what he says. But if you have to do this, how does this work with the paint sprayer? And how would this work with a paint and pan roller? It doesn't make any sense. Now, he did make mention of it in his video, but he didn't basically talk about it anymore after that. All right, so he calls himself the Do-It-Yourself King Coating. Let's go over here and read through this. I'm not reading through all of this because I got a long day today. I don't feel like losing any brain cells going through this today. I've been through this so many times, it's not even funny. He calls Face the King. That's what I'm talking about. That's the dumbest thing you could ever put on your site to begin with. Okay. These guys are kids at the end of the day. I mean, literally, they're kids. And again, we are requesting your tax papers, too. Where's your tax papers? Are you paying taxes for your products over here? I'm going to request that. Also, to your license, too. Let me see. What do we have here? Now, he's got 2 shopping carts open here. He's got 1 shopping cart open here. This is what we're hunting for. Let me see what we got here. This is gray. That's gray. We ordered all of these. All of these, we got our money back on every last one of them. This is what we're looking for. This is what the scout we got to look for. This is the one we want. This one has a 1.1. It's a black screen paint with a 1.1 gain on it. That's an 8 to 9. Let me zoom this up so you can see this a little better. Now you see where it says 8 to 9? That right there tells you at the end of the day that that is a person who does not know what he's talking about when it comes to screen paint. Projection screens are not 8 to 9. That's like if Black Diamond came out and said, hey, we got this new screen. It's an 8 and a 9. It's a what? An 8 and a 9. It's not possible. It's either one or the other. But the fact that he puts down approximate, you do know what approximate means, right? So if I say, hey, look, there is a hole approximate 4 feet from where you're standing, and if you measure 4 feet, you will land in this hole. That means that's what that stands for. You can't put approximate 8 to 9 because there's an option in there. It's not supposed to be an option. It's supposed to be one thing. Either it's 8 or it's 9. Which one is it? That right there tells you don't know what you're doing right there from the door. That's a huge red flag right there. I got the wrong mouse on this one. Engineered to be rolled or sprayed. How is that possible if you require for them to paint a strip line and forget it. So anyway, you have to pour a line across your screen. How does that work if you're using a paint sprayer? You're just going to spray a line and no, that's not going to work. And this product right here is seasonal, which I'm still trying to figure out how in the world does a screen paint become seasonal. Now, after you read through all of this stuff they have on here, also this stuff doesn't work with ultra short throw projectors. I don't know how that even works. Only two problems a black screen would have if it's working with an ultra short throw projector. It's one, it could be hot spotting like crazy, or the screen is just doesn't pick up and it becomes too dark around the edges where the screen becomes absolutely unwatchable. That could be another theory right there. Let me see. Here's it right there. Seasonal. This is what's disturbing. You see, that's a black screen right here at the top. You can see it's black, right? Ultra black. It has a 1.1 gain. That is extremely bad for a darker screen. The gain on a darker screen has to be extremely high because, again, it has to be to maintain white levels at a certain degree. White levels are going to play a part on how bright the screen is going to be to pick up, how bright your image is going to pull up, your color is going to pull up nice and bright and beautiful. Well, you're going to have a problem with that if you're screwing white levels too. You're going to have a problem with that if the screen's gain is a 1.1. He has a 0.1.1. But anyway, majority of most screens you're going to see, like the Dark Star 9 and those screens, are going to be like a 0.9, 0.8, and so forth. That's what they're going to be because, again, you have to have a high gain when you're working with a darker technology because, again, it's going to have a problem with producing white light. Yeah, that's a problem right there for the door. And it doesn't work with ultra short throws. I don't get why it doesn't work with ultra short throws. That's the easiest projector to work with because ultra short throws literally sit right up on top of the screen. So I don't know how that's an issue. I say with the reflective surface, yes. If you're talking about certified screens, you're talking about a certified projection screen, material kind of film, yes, they may have issues with ultra short throws due to the fact of the narrow viewing cone effect. But this is a paint. A paint should not be having an issue with a projector, an ultra short throw. It should automatically pick up. The only issue you're going to have if you're dealing with ultra short throws and you're dealing with paint, it's not the narrow viewing cone effect that doesn't basically trigger off because you don't have the reflective surface, so that's canceled out. The problem you're going to have is whether or not that surface is going to be to see contrast and color, and it's not going to wash out. Those are the only issues you're going to have. That's it. Other than that, no. Now, the stacking system, we consider that to be fake. The reason why, because we requested him several times to basically do the stacking system, and he refuses to do it. The test we required in the stacking system, which is pretty easy, but you should have done from day one, is to show what would happen if a customer made a mistake and accidentally didn't do one of the stacks. It's like, say they missed 2 or 3, or they missed one of them. What is the outcome of the screen if you miss one of the stacks? Is it really going to show a difference if you remove one of them? And since he claims that this is a stacking system and each one of those is required to make this super screen at the end, what happens if one of the applications goes missing? If a person forgets to put it in, what's going to happen to the screen? Is it going to come up too dark? Is it going to produce too much of a white level where everything's going to wash out? What's going to happen? So in order for him to do this test, he's going to have to do 4 screens. He's going to have to do the final application on all of them, but in each one, he's going to have to miss an application, hit them all with a projector to see which one is going to react differently. Now, the last one he's going to do is going to be done complete. It's going to be complete application. If that one is showing a perfect level and say the other ones, because they're missing one application, is showing too dark, or one's coming up producing too much white light, it's hot spotting, or another one basically, I don't think what else you can have at the end of the day, it would have a problem on screen paint at that. But anyway, let's just say another one's having an issue. It clearly shows that whatever application he removed out of that stacking system will basically change the outcome of the final screen's performance on the last and final coat. But they're all showing the exact same thing without basically having any problems. That means this theory is bullcrap. That's what that stands for. And because he hasn't done the test yet, well, it's bullcrap because there's no way to back it up. And another problem we have here is when he says that each surface has to be dry to the touch. How are they fusing if the area is already dry? How are they fusing? How's that working? It's not. This is a bunch of nonsense. The reason why he came up with that theory of mixing the paint with a lot of distilled water to thin it out. They keep saying it's a thin coating. It's not a paint. It's a stacking system, because him and Crow's products, I guarantee, are exactly almost similarly alike. So he needed something to give himself a new identity to show that his product is different. That's why I keep saying keywords like a thinner product. It's a thinner coating. It's thinner because you put distilled water in it. And then to fix up the excuse of why when a customer gets the product, they're going to see a separation in there. They're going to see a separation of water and paint. Your excuse for that is it works as a delivery system to keep the paint from actually drying out or evaporating or whatever you got in there. But that's bullcrap. That is bullcrap right there. So what you need to do is you need to back that theory up. Take a container of paint, fill it regular with the paint, take one with distilled water and put that in there and show that if you don't have the distilled water in it, that paint's going to evaporate. Because again, if you're doing a contract with a big company and you make that statement, mind you, they're shipping tons of this paint over to their facility, and they want to know if your product does have this issue. They want to see the outcome, if this is really actually going to happen. It's nothing worse than getting 80 to 100 gallons of paint and they all dry out on you. Nobody wants that crap at the end of the day. So you have to show that that theory actually does work. And reason why that's why the water is in there, because they're going to pop that top. And these are people who are used to being around paint all day long. If they work in that business, like, why the frick is there water inside of these containers? What the heck is this? There you go. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to say, oh, it's a, we put water in it to basically act as a delivery system. They're going to ask you to prove that theory. Yeah, you guys don't think things through, do you? I've been through all this stuff before already. So I've been in business longer than you guys have. I've been through this stuff. They're going to ask everything you could possibly think of under the sun. They're going to ask you to back up everything you said. Now, after going through all that, we've been through this before, explaining all this. Let's look at the application. We're not doing the application because I'm not going through that right now. It's just a headache going through his application. It's a 4-coat process. You're going to read through all this. This is all part of his instructions. Enjoy. Get yourself. Now, see, this is a chart I was telling you about. He has a chart here showing you have to paint in a line from here to here in order to apply the paint. So how would that work with a paint sprayer or a paint pan? It won't. His screens have to lay perfectly flat to the ground in order to paint them in. He gives some kind of excuse on why and you shouldn't paint them up, you know, blah, blah, blah. People have been painting screens on the floor, on the wall, almost forever. Also, too, another theory, how are you painting this to a wall? How would you apply this to a wall if the screen has to lay flat? No one's going to go full Hawk mode, rip out a wall if they do have the capability. And that's another one that thought about that. How are you painting this to a wall? You can't paint this ever to a wall, because if he requires for you to go in and take the paint and pour it on that strip, that's a chart to show you where to pour it at. How would you paint this to a wall? Because the minute you try to pour that to a wall, you already know the outcome of it. We all know how gravity works. That will never even work at the end of the day. And then you're talking about if someone's doing a screen of 150 inches, that's the screen they're going to have to disconnect the wall. Do you have any idea how big a 150 is? It's a big screen. So mind you, you're going to have to remove all the furniture out of your environment and take that into the next room and lay this screen down, because this is a big screen. He advises you somewhere in the video where he tells you to take up, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Never take apart a fixed frame screen. This is what I tell you about a person who doesn't know what he's talking about. A fixed frame screen has a very soft PVC. It's designed to stretch around the frame like an elastic skin. So what happens is when you paint over this, you kind of take away that ability. So now the screen's a little bit stiffer. You are not going to get that thing back on the same way you did when you first bought the screen. You're going to lose some of that elastic because of the paint. That's what it's going to do. And if he says his product has a skin-like formula or whatever it does, and that's not going to happen, then we need to see a demonstration of you doing this. Guys come up with the dumbest stuff at the end of the day, and we want to believe that dumb nonsense. Oh, my goodness. All right, so this is the instructions. You're going to read through all of this, right? Watch the long freaking video showing him painting the screen in just to turn around and see this. This is a video of the screen matching the wall in his theater room. Now I requested for him to do a demonstration taking this surface right here and sticking that against his wall and showing a side-by-side comparison, but he hasn't done it. So you go through all that work to paint that screen in just to have it do this. Let me see if I can get this measurement down a little bit more. There we go. Put you guys in the shot. Now you see right here, this is the wall right there. And that's the screen. Look how close the match is. Why in the world would I sit in there and paint that application in there just to have it match the wall? I'm pretty sure the wall didn't go through a 4-coat application process, and judging by how you have to lay it flat to the ground, there is no way in the world that I said before, you lay it flat to the ground, there's no way in the world you're going to rip out that entire wall and lay it to the ground sheet by sheet, sheetrock by sheetrock. You didn't do that. So this basically right here, if you don't want to go through all the rest of the stuff I just told you about, just cuts you right to the point. Read through all that stuff on the website, and then turn around and watch this video right here, and watch the wall he has in his theater room match his screen. So what's the point of doing a 4-coat application, wasting all your time and your money, when you can just go to Sherwin-Williams and just pick it up, or Home Depot or Lowe's, and get everyday basic gray paint, and it'll match your screen. That's what you just did to yourself in the video, literally. That's why you guys, we don't take you seriously. That's why we don't send you screen paint products to do what they're supposed to do. Your products are fakes. Nothing but scam. We don't match house paint on any level. We don't even match certifies. And that's how bad it is. That's awful. That's absolutely awful. Rob and steal from your customers. Unbelievable. Look at that. That is just downright disgusting. And it is disgusting. She went through all that nonsense. And even on camera, he's talking about some dumb nonsense on camera. You've matched your wall. You're never supposed to match a wall. My goodness, that's horrible. So that just tells you that everything he just said on his, if you go through and watch it, or everything he says on his site about the product and all, about it being the best of the best, and it's engineered, I guess the wall was engineered too, and I guess the wall was using a stacking system also. This is what I'm talking about, them fake screen paint products. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Well, gentlemen, if this upsets you and this bothers you, you have no one to blame but yourself. You should have taken the time and done the test. And again, I can't express this enough. Where are your test demonstrations? I don't see any tests. How many versions of gray house paint did you test that product against? How many certified screens have you done tests on in different forms of caliber? I've seen your tests. The tests are weak. If you back your product up 100%, all your test demonstrations should be displayed directly to your website. I shouldn't have to go on YouTube and search around for videos. I should see all your tests displayed directly on your site. That tells you at the end of the day your product is fake. I mean, if this mess matching a wall, that's absolutely horrible. I don't know what's worse. This one over here matching house paint on his wall, or the other one, and the other one talking about how his product is the best of the best, and he sells the product with him in the video matching house paint. I don't know which one is worse. But this is the sad thing about it is, this is where customers become subject to this nonsense. Everyone, all customers you're seeing on his website right now, they're victims. That's what they are. People didn't know any better and they bought that product to begin with. If you stand behind your products 100%, then you would have no problems with posting those demonstrations directly to your site. Now, I don't have time to babysit you gentlemen. I really don't. I'm a busy man. I come in here and I just show people what they need to see at the end of the day. And that's pulling up gray. That's not pulling that up at all, period. Look at that. That's all gray. The reason why it's gray, because see right here at the bottom, that's black, where they have in the fireplace, the log, where they carry the logs and then log rack, or they call it, that's black. That's coming up gray. See, that's black. That's gray. You don't know your colors. It's not contrast, that's actually a gray screen you're pulling up, not contrast, not a black level. You guys are colorblind. Oh my goodness. Now you see that screen right there? That's the same product he has here, he has over there. You see how washed out it is? Anyone ever fired? No fire. So ever had a Chromecast before? I had bunches of Chromecast. I know exactly what that is when that pops up. That's one of the little screensavers that pop up when you're in between it's on pause. You see that all this tannish right here? See all this is washed out along here? That means the screen has completely washed out. All the detail is gone. So this is what it looks like on a larger scale. That's why he's pulling back to show you on a larger scale. But he also understands that the screen is completely washed out because you can't see anything. You can't even see the writing they have here. This is all washed out. That's the discoloration tan to it, that look to it. But then when you come back in the video, he's got the projector turned off. Look at this. Hold on for a minute. He zoomed all the way in. Yeah, he zoomed in. He definitely zoomed in. Zoomed in. Now look at the lights out. Now they show the contrast levels. No, when you do contrast levels, your lights are supposed to be on at all times. Now, what he doesn't see, that if your screen can see a contrast level, you see this little area right here? These are called the cinema bars. These come in jet black. They never, ever come in gray. Never. They're always in black. This is what your cinema bar is supposed to be. That's why when you're doing 235.1s and you do it on a gray or white screen, they give you these curtains that you can put across. So you can give off that simulation that you're actually pulling those cinema bars. Those bars are supposed to come in black. Black screens and gunmetals can do it. Gunmetals can do it to a certain degree, much better than these can, but the black screen pulls up a 100 official black cinema bar. You see where this is black and see where this is black? See how it's not matching? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. They never see this in the demonstration, but we see it in the demonstration. Cinema bars aren't gray, they're black. And if your screen can't pick them up, that means it's not registering that contrast level. When you see that ashy look to it, that's that ashy look that comes out. That means the screen can't see a contrast level. See that right there? All this right here, this is all washed out. It's supposed to be detailed. This is a demonstration for an OLED TV, keep in mind. Imagine you spend the money for an OLED TV, you turn it on, it looks like this. Someone's going back to get their money. And he came out of the zoom out pretty quick because he can't show the full screen off. Let me see the full screen right here. Now, I don't even know why you're pointing up. Why you have your camera pointing up. That's just pointless. None of this light is going to make contact with that screen down there at all, period. So I don't even know why you have this up here. Keep in mind, you see where the lighting is here? See where his screen sits underneath here, right here. Under this lip, this is where it sits at. Because it won't have any contact with the light in the environment. This is one of the tricks they like to do in these so-called ambient light areas where they put screens up. There's so many different tricks that they use, but this is one of them. So they'll put the lights here and here. See how the lights are hitting here? See how they're hitting here? But see how it's dark here and here? It's not making any contact with the screen. Which means they can give off the illusion that the environment is well lit when actually it's just not. That's all. Now you see now, he's got the projector turned off now. Because before when he had it on, it was just completely washed out. And he noticed it was washed out. And that's why the second time he come around, he turned it off. It's a poor demonstration of trying to show up. He sent me this one time. He sent me this video telling me, oh yeah, your challenge accepted. I'm showing you a demonstration. And no, buddy, your demonstration was a complete fail. Remember when your cookie cutter is too small, little tiny little, what is this? Sitting up under and tucked in a fireplace. That's not a demonstration of an ambient light rejection technology. Have you lost your mind today? No, 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 no. That's not how you do ambient light rejection demonstrations. I can show you one demonstration that will, matter of fact, he had a demonstration he did it on the Optima GT55 or 56. I've done that outside on a 140-inch screen. Forget walls and ceilings and all that stuff. We don't consider that to be a challenge anymore for us. This is how you do ambient light rejection demonstrations. This is why at the end of the day, you guys can't stand us because we raise the bar so high. But if you're going to show me a demonstration to me, about ambient light rejection, I'm an expert in that field. I expect to see much better because this is what we do on our end. This is my demonstration on an Optima GT 5500 outside on a 140-inch screen. Keep in mind the Optima GT 5500 is only designed to do a screen size of 100 inches. That's it. We have it at 140. We have it way outside its comfort zone. There you go. That's how we do our demonstrations. And you're talking about some 2x3 cookie cutter tucked under a fireplace, and I'm outside on the Optima GT55 at 140 inches outside displaying. I did contrast levels, white levels, the whole 9 yards. There's no ceilings, there's no walls, there's no windows. That screen is exposed to everything. So if you're going to, at the end of the day, challenge me to ambient light rejection technology, you will fail miserably because this is a field that I'm an expert in. Anytime we get a customer that says, hey, can I use a screen paint inside? There you go. Ultra short through outside. What about motorized projection screens? We get this all the time. Customers will ask us about motorized projection screens. Can we use them outside with your technology? There you go. So, you know, he sent me that video, Lottie not. He sent me, I usually don't look at links, but he sent me this link to my, yeah, I took your challenge. I'm going to show you that I got, no, you don't have no ambient light rejection whatsoever. You got to be kidding me. A 2x3 cookie cutter screen tucked up under a fireplace. That's a 92-inch screen outside, motorized, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not trying to brag here, but I mean, I've been doing this for too long when it comes to ambient light rejection technology. If I say we're experts in that field, we can back it up. I could drop a grid on you that it would take you forever to go through. And even that, to match it would be virtually impossible. So we get that question all the time. Can I paint a motorized projection screen? Can I use it outside? 12 o'clock in the afternoon. As a matter of fact, I went out and bought a $68 motorized projection screen with our technology and used it to beat a $3,000 dark Stern eye. You don't do demonstrations like that. See how clean that comes up? My name is Ross. I'm freaking out over that thing. What the freak is that? The difference is when you do these screens like this, you have to make sure you have enough weight because if wind hits the back of it, it is going to move. It's going to just, you have to build one of these. This is a custom built frame and stand I built for a 98 to 120-inch screen. So it's interchangeable. Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, I got a lot of... There you go. I like that. That was an amazing build. Next time I build one of those, I got my blueprints for all my stuff, but next time I build another one of those, it had neon lights at the top and everything. It was freaking cool. But the reason why I built that is because when you do motorized projection screens outside, if a little bit of wind hits that, it distorts the image because the thing's moving all over the place. So when I built that, I make sure that when wind hit the back of it, it wouldn't distort the screen. So, you know, People that are buying for the first time, when you're buying for the first time, we don't want you to get fooled into those fake demonstrations. When you're talking about ambient light rejection technology, this is what it's supposed to look like. I think I'm gonna write down some of my blueprints on some of the stuff we built. People have been asking us about inflatable screens. Yeah, done that too. You know the formula that we have and our that home theater cinema has an invisible version connected to it, which means we make two different versions of that product, which one of them is actually free. It's a free coating. So that free coating option allows you to be able to take some of the inflatable screens come with a mesh for front and rear. So, but the problem is it comes out washed out because it's white. We have a coating that you can spray over that with a paint sprayer to turn that mesh into that black formula like you see right there, and it'll allow you to be able to produce from either the front or the back and produce a 100% contrast level. It's actually in their shopping carts, only under the invisible version. Not sorry, invisible, under the outdoor product. We have it. And there's an inflatable projection screen right there. This is what we show the people over at the complex. This is what they're blown away by because, again, they fire these screens up all the time. What happens when they fire the screen up, it looks washed out. That screen produces a 100% contrast level because of the coating. Also, too, that special coating is also perfect for the outdoor inflatable screens because they are extremely temperamental. Yeah, they're a bit of a headache. Well, it's just like a TV. Let me see. Oh, outside in the snow. This is fun. The snow is fun because, like I said, more of a challenge because you have a ton of white light. You know, snow blind. You've got tons of white light coming off the snow, and it's really bright out there. And we wanted to see if the screen could maintain. This is fantastic for those of you who ever barbecue out in the snow. It's actually quite nice. That's a 180-inch screen outside in the snow. These are the kind of crazy demonstrations that you have to do to separate your product from everybody else. That was a pain in the neck. I had to basically make sure all the cables and stuff were sealed up with this special tape so we can get electrocuted when we were out there. Oh, showing a snowstorm off a black screen while we're out in snow. Dual 150-inch screens. One was 720p, the other one was a 1080p projector. I like the duals. The duals were nice. That's why we, you know, at the end of the day, we try to explain to you guys, at the end of the day, your demonstrations are lacking a lot. You do not have ambient light rejection technology. If you have true ambient light rejection technology, you can go outside with it. You're not going to have any problems. I got a demonstration, test demonstration I posted where we were testing the formula outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Pool with no problem whatsoever. The one with the plexiglass, well, guess where that formula sits at? It sits in a black series. That's where it sits at. Black series has some very interesting stuff tied into it. See, 190-degree viewing angle. So if that's a technology right there that we're outside on dual 150-inch screens, I'm at a 190-degree viewing angle, and you can see that screen crystal clear. How is it possible that same product that a person claims that he had or purchased from us can't pull up in a dark apartment when we're outside? I miss my 100, my duals. Outside on the balcony, this was the 100 and no 90, 98 inch screen. Was it 98? No, it was 98. That's an elite screen. That's an edgeless. That's the that's one that had the neon flow around it. That was a 106 inch edgeless outside. Won't put one of those outside ever again. That was not a good idea. I've done a couple of aluminum screens outside. I would advise you building, putting them outside, because basically with the aluminum screens, they separate in the middle, so that way they can package them in smaller boxes. The problem is when the wind hits those bad boys, it can cause the screen to fold outwards. You can bend your screen. Look how clean that comes up. That's also another screen paint you claimed that you tested. Oh, this is not going to go well for you in court, Jamie. That's another screen paint you also claimed that you purchased from us, which you've never purchased, no receipt, numbers, nothing, but you claimed that product came up too dark. And yet we're the only ones who have these demonstrations. That's why I said on the post we have the most outdoor demonstrations on YouTube. The sad thing, like I said, the sad thing about it is people who do outdoor projection screens, the image is washed out, it's faded, and then they got a little discoloration to it, and they figure that because you can still see the image, that's considered to be passable. No, it's supposed to look like a TV. That's how it's supposed to look. Out of all the screens I've had a 150 behind me, that would have been my favorite. It was just, I don't know why. It was like having a large TV on the deck. That's what it felt like. It was I liked it. Dragon Ball Z, don't comment on it. Did I pick up my cat? Put him in front of the camera? I think I did. Oh yeah, because he reminds me of the cat. There's Taco. Whoa, Taco! Yeah, Taco. Taco got his own organization too. You know that? Taco had his product is based. I told you his funds for his product are going to SPCA. So I got somebody working on that for basically getting him up and going and basically getting him advertised for that. Taco got his own screen paint. Oh, that was the Gamer. What was it? The Gamer 19. Yeah. That was a Gamer 19. That was beautiful. That was a nice one right there. I think that was a good screen. If I say what my favorite screen was, the 250. That was my favorite. The 250 was massive. Man, it was a big screen. Man, it's a big screen. Never really watched it too much outside because, again, like I said, I use some of my stuff for work. Screens are outside at around 180-inch display outside. It's 180, no, 150 outside on display. Can't do that on a gray screen because y'all can't see that black background. You come up gray. Even the fish will wash out. You can't pick up red. Those are all 720p projectors. A couple of 1080p's. Let me get one more real quick. Where is the let's see on that one. Let's see. Oh, what was that one? That was no, it's this right here. When you have a white screen outside, this shows you how much color you're losing from a white screen versus our black technology. That's it. You'll have to wait till it gets really dark outside in order to see somewhat decent image off a white screen. But that's literally how much you miss off a white screen. Those are areas we just call a splatter screen. We just splatter the screen in. So anywhere that ruler hits with our technology, that screen can pull up. That's a 5,000 lumen projector hitting that screen, and a white screen can't pick it up. That's literally how much you lose. Was that the 235.1? We had a 235.1 in that video? Oh, we did have a 235.1 in that setup. There it is. Man, I missed that screen. Oh, I missed my 235.1. I'm going to get another one. No. I do it every time. I get one. I'm going to get another 235.1. I'm definitely going to get one in the other place. I'm going to do a 235.1 setup. That's my 235.1 right there in a fully lit environment. So instead of me having a cookie cutter screen at the bottom of my screen, this is how we do our demonstrations right there, people. That's how it's done. This is when you want an ambient light rejection technology, you should be in a fully lit environment. You should not be sitting in the dark with some ambient light controlled environment and some cookie cutter screen tucked under the screen, or some screen sitting in the dark where you have lights splashing up from the back of the screen to give off the illusion that you're in a well lit environment. You should never have to go through that nonsense. That is not normal. Look at this. Even with the lights up and outside in the dark, this is how much picture quality you lose off a white screen outside. And a gray screen is just as, not say just as worse, it gives you a little bit of a bump, but you still can't see contrast. You don't pick up color correctly. This is why I always tell you, you got to calibrate, 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 and be stuck in those dark environments. I'm going to find this demonstration. I'm going to post this. Oh, it's right there. It's on the whatchamacallit. That's a good demonstration. That's my 235.1. Man, I miss that screen. I do this every time. I say I miss the 235.1. Then I turn around and get the 235.1. Then I said I don't want the 235.1. I've had so many of the 235.1s, it's not even funny. 235, if you're doing, the problem is you can't watch everything on a 235.1. 69 applications are not going to work on it. So you have to have a screen. I had a customized screen built where I can basically do a 235.1 and 69 inside the screen. But it's going to be a really good size screen because you're going to have to shrink to fit the 16:9. But you can't run everything off of 235.1. There's only certain select things you can watch. That's actually a true dedicated screen right there at the end of the day. So you have to have two of them. I had a 235 in one room and a 69 in the other. Which one did I watch the most? The 69. Because I couldn't watch everything on the 235. See right here in that room? That's one of the screens I had. That's before I got the one that was hanging off the ceiling. And again, gentlemen, I explained to you, you do not have ambient light rejection technology. This is how much light is supposed to maintain and hit a screen if it's real ambient light rejection technology. See, when I turn to the side, when I turn, I'm supposed to be able to see this screen and that screen at the exact same time. You can notice no pockets, no dark corners, nothing. I had somebody come in one time and say, oh, but your ceiling is black. That's a projection screen. You know that, right? That's a 180-inch projection screen with a lamp right in the middle of my screen, a ceiling lamp. That's a screen. But I had somebody come and tell me, oh, the reason why you this is why I tell people crack books before you come on my YouTube channel and start talking trash, because I'll got a video I'll post right up there for you and embarrass you. The guy came in and said, well, you know, that's the reason why you can produce, because your ceiling is black. It's absorbing all that light. That's a physical screen sitting up there right now. I have demonstrations where I can show you the ceiling firing off, and that screen firing off, the floor firing off, the screen on the other side firing off, and the one in the next room firing off at the same time, and walk outside and the screen will fire off. I did it in a bit of a football game. I actually displayed the screen, a football game, off the ceiling, off the wall, and then went outside and displayed it outside and then in there. That's a screen up there. I mean, there you can see we don't have the projector there. But that is a screen technology right there. That's the reason all this painted black. All right, well, that's basically about it, people. Let me get to work. I got things to do. I've been here about 1:43. Oh, too long. Got things to do. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.